Alright guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'll probably go over knife safety in one of my later videos, but today, just kind of introduction, I want to show some of the easier things to make it look like you know a little more than you might in a kitchen. Think of it kind of a kitchen hacker. Right now I'm just going to remove the burrs off of the blade. Anytime you use a knife, you might get little dings in it that you can't really see. Steel is good to remove those. I wouldn't recommend it for actual sharpening the knife, but to remove the burrs, it's kind of a must. Now when you're doing this, you're going to want to kind of an angle. I've been doing it for years, so it comes pretty natural. But you're going to want to start kind of at the corner, and then you're going to run the knife all the way down. You're going to do the same thing, and I kind of use my fingers as guides. When I come in, I feel my finger, and then I kind of know that I'm at my angle. So. Today, this is already washed. I don't have a sink in this space, so it's over in my kitchen. I'm just going to show you how to kind of dice a tomato without as much waste as you might be used to trying to dice up a tomato. You get all the guts in there, and it's really helpful if say you're like topping a salad, or say you're making like a pico de gallo sauce or something. Yeah, it's just kind of a useful hint. Okay, what we're going to be doing is making your tomato into kind of a cylinder, right? So we're going to take the top and the bottom off of it, right? So about that thick. And you're going to want it to be about the same size on both sides. So not every tomato is exactly the same, but you're going to want those to be fairly close in size. They don't match up perfectly, but okay. So what we have now is kind of a cylinder flat on both the top and the bottom. And here's where, okay, well, like when you're holding a knife, your stability. You're essentially using your finger and your thumb to hold the blade. The rest of your fingers are just kind of there to stabilize it. But this will give you a more precise cut. This is one of my more favorite knives. I actually was going to start this video earlier, but I had to wash it and make sure it was ready. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut right past the meat here. You'll see kind of a line goes around where the seeds start. So what we're going to do is cut right past that in a straight line down, right? So we got like this little thing. Now what I did is I found where it attaches to the core, and you just slice right beside that, so that way you can kind of pull back, and you'll see that it removes away from that core kind of nicely. So then from there, you just kind of follow it and kind of roll it until you cut through, and then you peel it back some more until you feel the next piece. You cut through that one, and then the last one. And so your final product here should be a strip of tomato and a core. Your core is going to have most of the seeds on it. Right, you're going to have a few in here. And what I recommend doing is just washing it out. Now, this stuff actually comes out pretty easy once you have the core. You can rinse it out. It'll have two slight indentations where seeds will kind of wedge themselves up in there. But I mean, for the most part, you can just run your fingers down it, and most of that comes right off in your hand. Now I'm going to run to the sink real quick, remove these seeds. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, well, for the most part. You're going to want to have most of your seeds removed, especially if you're going to be doing a sauce, because if you make a sauce and you leave the seeds in, it can give a bitter flavor to your sauce. And you don't want that. And you have to add whole carrots to it to kind of sweeten it up, to get rid of that acidic flavor. Now, I'll show you what I do with that here in a little bit. This is probably actually one of the easier parts. What I like to do with this is kind of cut it off. It should be most tomatoes. Some of them are going to be a little bit different, in like a couple of different sections. You just run through. You can kind of get nice little, fairly even pieces. And you'll see and this is mostly going to be filler. So anything that kind of sticks out, but looks like that's pretty much done. I'm going fairly slow so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is trying to make a fairly uniform amount of slices, and this will actually hold up better in the fridge too, without the goo. You don't have the rest of the tomato going bad on you. So if you plan on having it for a while, or snacking on it, or making a couple of different dishes. So now we have a whole bunch of fairly same size pieces right there. Now with this, I usually like to, because I always leave a little bit left here, I'll cut that off. I got one here too. And you can cut these to whatever size you want, because now you're not messing with a whole bunch of slime. It's not getting everywhere. It's not all over your hands. Fairly easy to work with now. You notice that most of the time I'm not chopping. I'm actually dragging the knife over, kind of like a paper cutter. Just dragging the knife over, the blade pretty much does all the work. Yeah, you'll notice my countertop's all cutting board. I have tons of cutting boards. Do it like this, but a lot of times when you do, you're going to leave the skin still attached unless your blade's really sharp, which, by the way, always keep your blade really sharp. You'll tend to have less accidents that way, because there's nothing worse than trying to cut into something and it not go, or drags the piece of food, the knife ends up slipping, you end up cutting yourself. Tomatoes are always a good indication of how sharp a knife is. You should be able to cut right into a skin on a tomato with your knife. Shouldn't have any difficulty at all. You won't have to press extra hard or anything like that. And this isn't a science, this is just something easy. And a lot of chefs will tell you to hold your food with your fingers curved in and blade like this. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you're not putting your fingers in danger. I do the same thing. I just butt my finger up against the blade. That way it doesn't come forward too much. I haven't been known to cut myself too often. I say too often. I mean, 12 years of culinary, I have nicked myself once or twice. I'll tell you stories on a different YouTube video. No, I'll probably not do that. But if you can't get your blade as sharp as mine is, you can always cut a tomato from the inside out. And with the dragging motion I was telling you before, you shouldn't have any kind of a problem with that. It's just however sharp you can get it. I mean, it will take a lot of practice to get your blade as sharp as you like. But I'm telling you, the sharper the better for sure. So there you go. So a little core there. Won't use that. So there you go. Diced tomatoes, and I think I see a seed. I do. I missed one. But no goop. Fairly dry. Hold up better in your fridge. Shouldn't have any problems there. Alright, thanks. If you want to see more of these videos, like, subscribe, whatever you do. I will be making a lot more. Hopefully my white chili recipe will be in one of the videos if I get enough subscribers. But yeah, I look forward to doing a lot more of these. Just easy, simple things that you might not know in the kitchen. Things that'll make you look like you know a lot more than you might already. Alright, thanks.